Hello there and welcome to the Sleepy Science Channel. Tonight, we're not traveling across galaxies or into deep oceans, we're heading inward, straight into the vast and peculiar universe inside your own mind. Psychology has been poking around in there for decades, and what it's found is equal parts comforting, bizarre, and a little unsettling. We're talking about the secrets of memory, perception, and the invisible habits that quietly steer your thoughts. Some of these truths are gentle, like how a single whiff of perfume can catapult you back to your grandmother's kitchen, decades gone. Others are straight up mind-bending. Your brain sometimes makes decisions before you know it's made them. It's like your mind has a secret autopilot and forgot to tell you. Each discovery opens another window into the strange architecture of human thought. The mind isn't a simple machine, it's a restless dream factory that bends time, twists emotions, and sometimes even syncs up with other minds without a single word. Before you get too cozy, take a second to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And while you're at it, drop a comment telling me where you're tuning in from and what time it is. It's always fascinating to see this sleepy little community stretching across the world. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's drift into tonight's quiet journey together. Welcome to the world where science meets the surreal. So tonight, we'll stroll through this mental landscape, a collection of curious insights where memories flicker, emotions color vision, and ideas ripple like soft echoes through still water. Don't worry about keeping up. Just let the rhythm of the thoughts carry you, like drifting on a gentle current. You might start to feel your eyelids getting heavy or your thoughts slowing down. That's fine, this isn't a lecture. It's a lullaby for the intellect. But for now, all you need to do is breathe deeply, let your shoulders drop, and let the wonder of your own mind wash softly over you. Let's begin with a curious truth. People are more honest late at night. As the day drags on, those little filters we use to sound polite and put together start to crumble. Fatigue is nature's truth serum. By midnight, your brain's PR department has clocked out, and what's left tends to be raw, real, and sometimes surprisingly profound. Of course, it doesn't mean every 2 a.m. confession is gospel, but psychologists say the calm of night, the dim lights, the quiet, the feeling that the rest of the world is asleep makes us more open. It's as if the darkness itself whispers, "You can be honest now, no one's watching." And maybe that's why the truest conversations rarely happen under the sun, but under the soft glow of moonlight. As the sun fades and the moon takes over, conversations often take a turn towards the personal, like an unexpected plot twist in your favorite TV show. There's something about the night that makes sharing secrets and stories feel more like a cozy coffee chat. With the mind loosening its grip like a tired grip on a dance partner, guarded thoughts strut out proudly, feeling safe in the dim glow of candlelight or street lamps, resulting in connections that deepen under the enchanting cover of the night skies. But then there's multitasking, that seductive siren. It promises the world, boasting about how efficient it is, like an overzealous sales pitch that ends up being a scam. The truth, our brain's attention system is like a cozy cafe that serves only one type of coffee at a time. When we juggle tasks, our memories become as muddled as a blender full of fruit, with key details slipping through our fingers like grains of sand. Checking messages while your friend deep dives into their latest drama. Chances are you'll miss the juicy bits of their story and wonder why they're raising their eyebrows at you. Despite the allure of being a multitasking wizard, studies reveal that those who dabble too much in task switching find it harder to filter out distractions. Concentration becomes a circus act, where irrelevant information tries to steal the spotlight. True productivity shines brightest when we give our focus to one delightful task at a time in our fast-paced world. Choosing to slow down can feel like a guilty pleasure. Your memory will definitely send you a thank you card for it later. And speaking of connection, have you ever thought about the healing power of a simple touch? That soft hand on your shoulder or those fingers intertwined during a scary movie can do wonders. It's like having a superpower that lowers pain levels. When someone holds your hand, it's not just a metaphorical shield. It actually sends signals that compete with those pesky pain signals, making them feel less intense. Plus, it triggers the release of oxytocin, that wonderful hormone that makes you feel less stressed and more connected. Research highlights an adorable experiment where couples holding hands during a painful experience reported a significant reduction in discomfort. their brainwaves even synchronized, creating a bond that's as tangible as a hug. It's mesmerizing to think that a gentle touch can be like a magical anchor, reminding us that we're not alone in this crazy journey of life. Those small gestures can hold the most powerful healing potential, leaving you both comforted and uplifted. Now let's talk about the hidden influence of scent. It's a sneaky little rascal that often flies under our radar, affecting our moods and decisions without us ever noticing. Smell travels straight to the emotional and memory regions of our brain, a shortcut you didn't even know existed. Just the waft of freshly baked cookies can spark memories of grandma's kitchen, or a whiff of lavender can instantly mellow you out, turning a stressful day into a mini vacation in your mind. Our senses are intricately linked to the experiences we have, often leading us down unexpected pathways of decision-making. That irresistible scent wafting from a nearby bakery may pull you in like a moth to a flame, leading to decisions you didn't even know you were making. In this ever-stimulating world, that little dash of scent can make all the difference, shifting our mood and guiding our choices like a friendly ghost whispering in our ear. So, next time you catch a whiff of something delightful, pay attention. It might just lead you to your next great adventure. Imagine strolling down the aisles of your favorite store, and bam, your nostrils are suddenly graced with the sweet aroma of vanilla cupcakes or zesty oranges. Studies show that these pleasant scents can boost your shopping spree. The magic lies in how scent primes your brain for certain thoughts. A whiff of lavender might tickle your senses into relaxation, while citrus could jolt you into energizing action. We often think of ourselves as logical decision makers, but it turns out our noses can lead us to the checkout line. Now, here's a quirky twist. Ever heard of placebo sleep? It's like a ninja trick your brain plays on you. Simply believing you've clocked in good sleep can dramatically elevate your mood and even sharpen your focus, even if your actual shut-eye hours resemble a catnap. In one experiment, participants who were convinced they had slept like babies ended up scoring higher on cognitive tests, regardless of how much sleep they really got. Turns out, a good night's sleep might be more about perception than just pillow time. But wait, genuine sleep is still the gold standard for health. This placebo phenomenon unveils just how wild our minds can be, playing puppet master to our physical state and energy levels. So, the quality of rest isn't solely tied to those pesky hours of sleep you log. Sometimes, it's the delightful tales we whisper to ourselves about our rest that can create a mental boost. Isn't the human brain just a marvel? Ever felt that eerie tingle creeping down your spine when you sense someone's eyes on you? You're not alone. Many have experienced that strange feeling of being watched, only to glance around and surprise, someone's indeed staring. Science can be a bit vague on this one, but some suggest subtle environmental cues might be at play. Perhaps a flicker in peripheral vision or the soft rustle of a jacket catches our attention. Our brains, finely honed by evolution, are brilliant at picking up these social signals. Imagine our ancestors, warily navigating their surroundings, needing to dodge lurking predators. This inherent sensitivity to social cues has kept us alive and socially adept for eons. Whether we're tapping into some primal instinct or just leveraging exquisite perception, it's fascinating how this sensation nudges us into action, often before our conscious brains even catch up with the game. And let's add another layer of intrigue: body language. It's that little voice inside us that reveals deeper feelings we might not be entirely willing to admit. Postures, gestures, and those tiny, almost imperceptible micro-expressions often spill the tea on emotions lurking beneath our conscious recognition. So, next time you're feeling a bit off, pay attention to what your body is saying. It just might reveal secrets even you weren't aware of. Crossed arms can often be a telltale sign of defensiveness, similar to how shifting tones can hint at someone's unease. It's fascinating how psychologists tell us that these non-verbal cues can be apparent to those around us even before we process them ourselves. Imagine them as an external mirror reflecting our internal state. When you become aware of your own body language, you may discover hidden layers of stress, attraction, or excitement beneath your composed exterior. Being able to read the body language of others opens up a whole new world of compassion and understanding. This silent language scrolls alongside our spoken words, often sharing more truthful accounts than the actual dialogue. Engaging in some self-reflection can have you contemplating how your body holds itself, almost as if eavesdropping on your mind's unspoken thoughts. It's like getting a front row seat to the theater of your emotions. Scent has a magical ability to unlock memories we often forgot existed. The human sense of smell does some funky acrobatics in our brains, bypassing traditional routes and speeding straight to the limbic system, the emotional control center. This quirky connection makes a whiff of old perfume, the delightful scent after rain, or the aroma of grandma's cooking feel like hopping into a time machine. It's surprising how potent scents can trigger vivid memories, even if they're decades old. Psychologists coined this phenomenon the P effect, thanks to an author who penned a piece about being transported back to childhood through taste. It's a heartfelt reminder that our minds don't act like mundane filing cabinets. Instead, they are rich landscapes where aromas become the keys to unlock cherished, forgotten chapters, allowing those long-buried feelings to rise and embrace us in the moment. Now, let's dive into the world of lucid dreaming. This is where you gain awareness that you're dreaming, like a superhero with the power to shape the dream universe itself. Imagine soaring over majestic mountains or swimming through an ocean of vibrant colors. Sounds like a blast. Psychologists suggest that when certain parts of our brain connected to self-awareness light up during sleep, lucid dreams are born. While some people naturally stumble into this dreamy state, others become experts through reality checks and maintaining dream journals. Talk about dedication. Surprisingly, skills practiced while lucid dreaming can improve real-life performance. So not only do you get a spectacular adventure while asleep, but you're boosting your waking talents, too. What's more, lucid dreaming serves as a brilliant reminder that our minds can construct intricate worlds, brimming with detail and emotion, allowing us to explore them as if they were as tangible as our mundane reality. Fantasizing about flying to magical lands or chatting with dream characters makes us appreciate the boundless potential of our own imaginations. How cool is that? In the colorful tapestry of life, we often find ourselves playing multiple roles, both the intrepid traveler and the master architect. Curious, right? Our brains naturally gravitate towards those unfinished tasks, as if there's sticky notes plastered on our minds that just won't peel off. It's called the Zeigarnik effect, and it's like your brain's way of throwing a tantrum over uncompleted projects. You try to walk away from that half-baked task, but it keeps popping back into your thoughts, like an over-enthusiastic puppy begging for attention. Ever had those sleepless nights where your brain cranks out an 80s-style montage of awkward conversations you wish you could rewrite? Yep, it's all part of that mental open loop. This lingering tension turns our heads into a merry-go-round of unsolved mysteries. But here's the paradox: that same unfinished business can be the secret source for motivation or the bane of your existence. So, the next time you find yourself hyper-fixated on that pile of paperwork, remember that you're not alone in this chaotic circus. Making a good all-to-do list, it's like giving your brain a gentle nudge, signaling that you haven't forgotten that errand or that knitting project gone rogue. That little flicker of calmness you feel, pure magic. It's your mind's way of assuring you that the task is accounted for, even if it still belongs in the realm of to-do. But let's face it, maintaining this delicate balance can turn into an ongoing game of tightrope walking between becoming productive or spiraling into stress mode. Speaking of stress, let's chat about gratitude. Turns out, taking a moment to acknowledge what you're thankful for can do wonders for your body. No, it's not just a cutesy ritual opted by Thanksgiving enthusiasts. It's scientifically backed. Studies show that shining a spotlight on gratitude can reduce those pesky stress hormones, especially cortisol. Keeping a gratitude journal or simply reflecting on the brighter moments before hitting the pillow can send happy signals to your brain. And the benefits, oh, they extend beyond just feeling good. A sprinkle of gratitude can boost your immune system and enhance your sleep. Talk about a magic pill that doesn't need a prescription. By focusing on what's abundant in our lives instead of what's lacking, gratitude cultivates a cozy sense of safety and connection. Just visualizing simple joys can ripple through your nervous system like a calming tide washing away stress. Now, let's mix in a bit of psychological intrigue with subliminal priming. Ever found yourself humming a catchy tune, only to discover it was a jingle playing on repeat in the background? That's your mind absorbing messages without you even realizing it. This sneaky psychological tactic means that the fleeting words and images we encounter can shape our thoughts and behaviors. Your brain is like a sponge, soaking up all those subtle cues. So keep an ear out for what surrounds you. So, there you have it, the vibrant landscape of our minds bustling with unfinished tasks, spurts of gratitude, and subliminal influences. We're all travelers in this whimsical world, navigating their ups and downs while simultaneously being the architects crafting our reality. Let's laugh through the stress, lean into gratitude, and embrace the beautiful chaos of life. In a fascinating study, researchers unveiled a quirky truth. Flashing either positive or negative words for the blink of an eye before a neutral image can dramatically alter how folks perceive that image's emotional vibe. Advertisers and artists have tried to tap into this whimsical effect for years. But let's face it, life is not as dramatic as the myths suggest. Despite this, it highlights a crucial reality. Our conscious minds are not the only bouncers at the perception club. Deep under the surface, our brains are busy little bees, continuously scanning, filtering, and interpreting cues from the environment. Many of these impressions won't get verbalized. They linger in the shadows, quietly nudging our decisions, reshaping our opinions, and stirring emotions we can't quite articulate. It's as if our subconscious is a DJ, spinning tracks of sensation, while we bob our heads cluelessly to the beat, totally unaware of the influence it has on our emotional dance. Ever had a song pop on that catapults you back in time faster than a DeLorean? That's music for you. A catchy tune from your rebellious teenage years has the power to whisk you away to the summer days of yesteryear or remind you of the friend you lost touch with ages ago. The beauty of music lies in its ability to strike a chord in several areas of our brain's simultaneously: auditory regions, motor skills, and the real MVP, the limbic system, where emotions run wild. The interplay of rhythm, melody, and lyrics crafts a surprisingly rich tapestry of context. Play that nostalgic jam again, and boom, the emotions come rushing back like an uninvited flood of teenage angst. This magic has been particularly impactful for those grappling with Alzheimer's. Familiar tunes can spark moments of clarity, bringing lyrics bursting back into their consciousness, defying the clutches of memory loss. It's as if music is a secret key, unlocking the vault of forgotten memories, reminding us that our past is still safe, waiting for the right song to set it free. Shifting gears to a happier note, let's dive into the role of optimism in bouncing back from illness. Turns out, having a sunny outlook isn't just good for the soul, it's like a superhero shield for your biology. Research has shown those with a positive mindset tend to recover quicker from surgeries, respond favorably to treatments, and even dodge some chronic ailments like they're avoiding a bad ex. Optimism appears to reduce stress like a magic wand and, in a delightful twist, empowers our immune system to fight back. But don't get it twisted, this isn't about donning rose-colored glasses and pretending hardships don't exist. It's more about nurturing a belief that obstacles can be overcome and that there's potential lurking in the future like a surprise party waiting to happen. This mindset allows us to tackle challenges head-on while keeping the sparkle of hope alive. So, remember, a little optimism can go a long way in transforming not only your mind, but your entire journey through life's ups and downs. Optimism isn't just a happy-go-lucky state of mind, it's like having a cheerleader in your head during rehabilitation. Psychologists tout the perks of a positive outlook, claiming it helps people stick to their recovery plans, follow medical advice, and build a mental fortress of resilience, while our bodies are busy healing quietly behind the scenes. An optimistic mindset can sprinkle a little magical medicine into every heartbeat, making the journey toward health a tad smoother. Gossip, the ultimate social currency, is another fascinating quirk of our brains. Forget boring old neutral facts. We humans have evolved to cherish juicy stories about each other. Back in the day, knowing who to trust in your tribe was a matter of survival, like deciding if that berry eater over there was friend or foe. This genetic programming has wired our minds to remember tales of untrustworthiness much better than mundane details like someone's height or that awkward avocado toast they tried. Interestingly, the gossip machine in our heads not only helps us remember but also serves as a kind of societal glue. Sure, it can cause drama, but it also enforces community standards and keeps everyone in check, whether whispered around a cozy campfire in prehistoric times or flung across social media today. The buzz of gossip proves its staying power, showing our brains' voracious appetite for stories about the antics of others. Speaking of quirky brain behaviors, let's dive into the mystifying world of déjà vu. You know that weird sensation when you swear you've experienced something before? That's your brain playing tricks. It's believed that déjà vu arises from a little glitch in your brain's recognition systems. When a new experience has shades of familiarity with a long-forgotten memory, your brain can get confused, like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, leading to that striking sense of, oh wow, I know this. Neuroscientists have taken a peek under the hood at déjà vu and found that parts of the temporal lobe are especially busy during these moments. They suspect that the brain's memory centers are on high alert, misfiring and blending present experiences with echoing past ones. Most people find this fleeting sensation harmless and somewhat amusing, but it offers curious insight into how our brains connect the dots between time periods past and present, memories and moments. So, the next time you find yourself in a situation where everything feels suspiciously familiar, just know your brain is trying to play it cool. It's taking a little jaunt down memory lane, albeit one that might need a GPS voucher. While we can't fully understand the magic of déjà vu, it certainly sparks curiosity about how our minds work, stitching together stories, experiences, and who knows, maybe a secret love affair with gossip. In that peculiar instant when reality flickers, it's as though time briefly glances back at the past while keeping one foot in the present. It's a whimsical reminder that our perception isn't a crisp photo, but rather a colorful painting, complete with a few brush strokes out of place. Often, our own storyteller, a little too eager to entertain, leads us down memory lane, skipping like a child on the way to a candy shop, only to trip on a forgotten pebble of doubt. When nerves kick in, people become the speech equivalent of a roller coaster ride's sudden drops, jerky movements, and that unexpected thrill as our anxiety levels spike. It's like gasoline being dumped on a roaring fire, fight or flight acceleration that sends heart rate soaring. Before you know it, thoughts are sprinting ahead while our mouths are struggling to keep pace, coastally colliding in the rush to convey feelings that are simultaneously too big and too fast for words. Oh, but let's not forget the art of the awkward pause. In social situations, the hurried chatter can create an interesting phenomenon where one person's jittery speech turns into a contagious anxiety that sends the whole group into a speedier spiral. It's like watching a series of dominoes toppling over. One fast talker leads the rest into a flurry of fast-paced words, making the whole vibe dance between excitement and a dorky scramble for breath. Yet, there's a marvelous trick tucked away in the art of communication. Slow down that speech like savoring the last bite of dessert. By taking a deliberate pause, we can calm that anxious heart and ease our buzzing minds. Suddenly, words no longer race ahead but flow like honey, sweet and articulate, bringing order to the chaos of emotions. Speech has the magical ability to not just mirror our feelings but also guide them toward tranquility, if we allow it some grace. Now, let's dive into the labyrinth that is the human brain, an organ still filled with secrets tighter than a magician's best-kept trick. Despite our scientific prowess, vast regions of this squishy universe remain uncharted, like a mysterious territory waiting for the right explorers. We can pinpoint structures and track electrical signals, but deciphering those flashes of consciousness and the vividness of memories proves an elusive quest, teasing us just out of reach, a cosmic game of tag. What's even more intriguing is that some portions of our brain lack a clearly defined purpose, almost like some mysterious roommate chilling in the corner, watching everything unfold. The complex networks connecting these ambiguous areas are far beyond the computational depths of our best gadgets. It seems every time we uncover a new piece of the puzzle, it unveils a slew of additional questions, leaving us in awe of our own grey matter's hidden depths. Our thoughts, too, are like a remix of yesterday's same tunes, new excitement, or maybe a bit of familiarity that makes us sigh. The grand orchestra of our daily thoughts often leads to a repetition of soundtracks we've played before, often comforting, occasionally mind-numbing. It's a wild yet cozy idea. Each day is a new chance to relish those repetitive beats, weaving together a narrative rich in nostalgia, adventure, and little surprises hidden amongst the echoes of yesterday. Isn't it funny how most of our thoughts seem to be on repeat? It's like our brains have a favorite playlist that just won't stop playing the same tired old tracks. We wake up, go through our routines, and mull over familiar worries, sometimes even reliving yesterday's drama with today's twist. Sure, this mental rerun feels cozy and familiar, offering a sense of stability, but it also nips creativity in the bud, doesn't it? Who would have thought that our brains prefer to play it safe over, rocking out with new ideas? But fear not, there's hope in the form of fresh experiences. When we shake things up like picking a different coffee shop or finally learning the ukulele, we free our minds from that monotonous groove. It's like taking a detour on our mental highways. Our thoughts race off into uncharted territories, pulling us out of autopilot and into a lively mental exploration. Who knew just taking a different route to work could be like finding hidden gems in a vibrant neighborhood you never knew existed? Now, let's talk about yawning, because it's downright contagious. If someone lets one rip in the corner of a room, you can bet that at least a few others will soon follow. This isn't just a human phenomenon. Even dogs and birds are in on it. Psychologists believe this yawn chain reaction is linked to empathy. The closer you are to someone, the more likely they are to pass their yawn to you. It's like an unspoken bonding ritual that says, hey, we're all in this sleepy moment together. And let's face it, yawning isn't just about catching ZS. It does something nifty for our brains too. It helps regulate brain temperature and can boost alertness when our minds feel sluggish. However, its contagious nature adds a social spice that keeps it interesting. When you yawn in a group, it's almost like you're collectively hitting the snooze button on the day, but in style, sending discreet signals that say, let's synchronize our sleepy vibes. Then there's hypnosis, an enigmatic marvel of the mind. Under hypnosis, some folks can turn down the volume on pain, like grabbing the remote control during a particularly loud action scene. Brain scans reveal that it changes how our brains interpret pain signals, giving us a different experience of discomfort, not necessarily getting rid of the pain, but changing the way we perceive it. It's like watching a movie with your favorite actors playing the wrong roles. It may still be a drama, but the angle gives it a whole new flair. Hypnosis has found its niche in the medical world too, where it's used for pain management, and even dental work talk about a twist. Some people swear by it, feeling less pain, while others might take longer to warm up to the whole idea. It's like trying a new type of exercise. Some are all in while others might remain skeptical. But when it works, it's nearly magical, transforming a potentially painful experience into something far more bearable. So, whether we're flipping the script on our daily thoughts, taking a different route to avoid the same old scenery, or catching the yawn of a friend, we're all connected in this fascinating world of mental gymnastics. Embracing novelty, even in small ways, can lead us down delightful paths we never knew existed. And who knows, we might just discover that life's best moments often start with a simple change of pace. Hypnosis is a bit like your brain's VIP lounge, where nobody cares about how your mind is supposed to behave. You know, it's that moment when your brain decides to grab MIC and reroute pain signals like a traffic cop on caffeine. It's not sorcery, it's simply the mind flexing its muscles. This nifty trick showcases how twisted perception can transform physical experiences, and shows us that pain is like a chatty committee in your head, deciding just how much you should suffer. Ever tried scribbling down your emotions? Well, it turns out that spilling your feelings onto paper can be a bit of a health potion. Imagine your woes neatly strapped into a journal, freeing up brain bandwidth for more riveting activities, like figuring out how to binge watch that new show. Researchers found that expressing emotions in writing doesn't just lighten your mental load. It can boost your immune system and even cause your blood pressure to do a happy dance. Who knew jotting down feelings could be the cocktail for better health? The beauty of writing is that it doesn't give a hoot about your grammar or stylistic flair. What really counts is your honesty. Unpacking those complex feelings into words allows you to transform intangible chaos into something tangible and manageable. The page becomes a cozy little nook for your mind's messy bits. Over time, this practice tends to leave your worries a tad less burdensome and a whole lot more relatable, like borrowing someone else's sweater and not feeling awkward while you wear it. Now, let's chat about memories. Ever notice how you can recall a moment of sheer terror or those butterflies in your stomach during your first crush, but can't quite remember what you had for lunch last Tuesday? That's your emotional memory at play. Our minds naturally cling to emotional experiences because they are tagged as important events. It's like your brain has a VIP list of memories that are too fabulous or traumatic to forget, resulting in you remembering feelings way better than facts. Interestingly, this emotional tagging occasionally messes up our recollections, especially when it comes to eyewitness accounts. You might recall feeling panicky during a surprise party gone awry, but what actually happened, details can become a bit fuzzy. This emotional influence underscores a crucial point. We perceive our memories more as whimsical narratives shaped by our emotional responses rather than straightforward facts in history's book. But, hey, being a little fuzzy around the edges isn't all bad. Reliving those emotionally charged moments can reinforce what you value and bring clarity to your relationships. Your memories become like stories told from the perspective of your heart, where every experience is woven with emotion. So the next time you remember something, think of it as a chapter in a book you've written on this crazy, wild ride we call life. It's less about the dull facts and more about the vibrant tales and emotions that stick with you long after the moment has passed. Imagine trudging through the cobblestone streets of your mind, stumbling upon scattered facts like the odd collection of stones. One such jewel of wisdom is that chewing gum can actually sharpen your concentration. Yes, in a world where students munch on snacks and drivers grab caffeine, it turns out the simple act of gum chewing can give your brain a little pep. The rhythmic chomping seems to increase blood flow to your noggin, helping to boost focus and alertness. Psychologists have even found that when people chew gum, especially the peppermint variety, they can see a modest uptick in their performance on tasks requiring laser-like concentration. It's not like chewing a piece of gum will automatically turn you into a genius, but it's that subtle lift in mental energy that makes it a popular little tool, whether you're hitting the books, cruising down the highway, or enduring a boring briefing. Chewing gum has earned its stripes for aiding focus during those lengthy stretches. And just when you think gum can't do more, hold on to your wrappers. This chewy treat also appears to be a stress buster. By lowering cortisol levels, the act of chomping on gum serves a dual purpose, concentrating harder while loosening your frayed nerves. So, when the clock ticks and your attention starts to waver, popping a piece of gum can help reel your mind back in like a trusty lifeline on a drifting ship. Now, let's chat about how memories work. They're like a peculiar magic show. The first and last bits of information in a sequence tend to pop more in our memories, thanks to what psychologists call the primacy and recency effects. This means that whether it's a lecture, a thrilling adventure, or an awkward conversation, the opening and ending moments are usually the ones that stick. You might end up recalling your opening line or the final zinger, but the stuff in the middle, it's more like the soggy broccoli on your plate. This quirky phenomenon can actually be a bonus for learning. To help key information stick like superglue, it's smart to place those important tidbits at the beginning or end of your study sessions. Think of it as staging a memorable performance, start and finish strong, and the audience, your brain, will remember the highlights the best. The middle content matters, of course, like a well-rounded character, but it's often the first impression and last bow that leave the deepest imprint. Now, let's throw in a sprinkle of spiritual irony. Have you ever realized that your brain can completely miss obvious changes happening right in front of your eyes? Enter change blindness, the peculiar quirk of perception where your brain simply zones out, failing to notice even massive shifts in a scene. One moment, you're pondering a big decision, and the next, your friend has undergone a hairstyle transformation, and you don't even bat an eye. It's like your brain's favorite trick is pulling a fast one when you're momentarily distracted. So here's the deal. Whether you're chomping on gum to ramp up focus, playing mental gymnastics with your memories, or being hilariously oblivious to transformations in front of you, the human brain is as multifaceted as that box of assorted chocolates, one delightful surprise after another. Embrace the quirks and find joy in the little tricks that help us navigate the wild and wonderful landscape of our minds. In the fascinating realm of human perception, a peculiar phenomenon called change blindness exists. Ever found yourself staring at an object, momentarily looking away only to return and discover it transformed? This sneaky trick of the mind occurs because our focus is selective, and we can't process every detail. It's like our brains have their own internal editing team, filling in gaps with assumptions honed from past experiences. So, when a lamp is repositioned or a friend sports a fresh haircut, we're often none the wiser until someone lovingly points it out. Speaking of edits, let's chat about the power of a simple smile. Though life might be throwing curveballs, did you know that just flashing those pearly whites can lift your spirits? That's right, psychologists tout the facial feedback hypothesis, claiming that our facial expressions can actually tweak our emotional states. When you smile, the muscles in your face chat with your brain, prompting a release of feel-good neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. Voila, a little lift in mood. like a caffeine boost without the jitters. But here's the kicker, the same principle works the other way around. Ever frown when stressed and only feel more tense? Well, that's the brain's cheeky little way of keeping us in a funk. Frowning acts like a magnifying glass on frustration. Instead of spiraling, a conscious smile can be your trusty sidekick, a gentle nudge beckoning you toward calmness. This is why meditation enthusiasts often advocate for soft smiles. It's like giving your mind a little pat on the back while encouraging your body to chill out. Diving deeper into the whimsical world of attraction, did you ever ponder what truly influences who we find appealing? While you might think attraction is a conscious decision, it's really a dance of subconscious cues and biological instincts. The symmetry of a face, the lilt of someone's voice, or even their unique scent can trigger a delightful reaction that roots itself more deeply than you might realize. This primal instinct is rooted in evolution, highlighting the fascinating complexities of how we connect with one another. Yet attraction can also carry personal histories. The sound of a certain laugh might evoke fond memories of a beloved figure, while a particular hairstyle could whisk you back in time to happier moments. These fleeting impressions often form before our analytical minds engage, creating an exhilarating spark of chemistry. It's as if our subconscious is a curator of past experiences, presenting us with a unique blend of attraction that feels beautifully familiar and entirely personal. So the next time you find yourself swooning over someone, remember that it's not just a whimsical choice, it's a cocktail of biology, experience, and even a sprinkle of nostalgia. Our brains are deftly assembling a complex web of impressions that make attraction feel instantaneous and electric. It's a delightful reminder that love and connection spring from the depths of our subconscious, weaving together ancient instincts with personal stories along the way. Imagine diving into a world where hours seem like minutes, and you're completely absorbed in what you're doing. That's the magic of a flow state. It's a mental sweet spot where focus flows effortlessly, and time becomes as bendy as a yoga instructor. Artists get lost in their canvases, athletes in their athletic pursuits, and scientists in their groundbreaking experiments emerging hours later, invigorated instead of exhausted. It's like coming up for air after an enchanting underwater adventure. Psychologists have cracked the code on flow. They say it strikes when the challenge of a task matches your skill level just right, a Goldilocks zone of engagement. If you will, too easy, you'll drift off like a weary sloth. Too hard, you'll flounder like a fish out of water. But in that sweet balance, your brain dials down on the self-conscious thoughts and cranks up the groove, allowing action and awareness to step in sync like a perfectly choreographed dance. Hobbies are often the unsung heroes of flow, whether you're passionately painting, writing that novel you promise you're going to finish someday, or even chewing through a complex work problem. You enter the delightful trance where time fades away. It's like having a secret portal to another dimension where tasks float effortlessly like leaves on a river, gliding towards a glorious destination without a care in the world. Now, let's talk about technology and how it's like the cool kid at school who just keeps expanding our senses. Researchers are crafting gadgets that turn what we can't see, like magnetic fields or ultrasonic distance, into tactile sensations. Imagine a funky belt that vibrates when you're facing north. Over time, you'd start to have an uncanny sense of direction, much like those migratory birds that never check Google Maps. These innovative devices reveal the wondrous phenomenon of neuroplasticity, the brain's fancy term for adapting and evolving with new experience streams. Just think, with the right tech, we might one day be able to sense ultraviolet light or catch whiffs of air's chemical makeup, unlocking a kaleidoscope of sensations that sound like something straight out of a sci-fi flick. The future is buzzing with possibilities that stretch far beyond our current perceptions. Learning something new isn't just about welcoming fresh information, it's more akin to physically reshaping your brain. Each new skill you pick up, be it juggling, coding, or learning the accordion, is like chipping away at a sculpture. Layer upon layer, you transform the very structure of your neural pathways, crafting a masterpiece of knowledge and experience. So go ahead, embrace those quirky new challenges like a kid running toward an ice cream truck on a hot day. Who knows how vibrant and transformed your mind could be? Every time you pick up a new skill or concept, your brain isn't just along for the ride, it's throwing a wild party. This brain party is known as synaptic plasticity, where connections are strengthened and new ones are formed, making it easier for you to store and access information. So, your noggin is anything but static. It's like a constantly updating app, whether you're learning to strum a guitar or decode foreign languages. Studies show that your brain's physical structure can even grow. Who knew your brain could go on a growth spurt, right? The most remarkable reshaping occurs during childhood. But never fear if you've left your childhood behind. Learning is a lifelong journey. Just think of mastering a new skill like meandering through a lush field. Initially, you're just slightly trampling the grass, but with each return trek, your little footpath becomes clearer and clearer. Your mental landscape expands, one delightful connection at a time, revealing new possibilities and depth. So, put on those hiking boots. There's no stopping your brain's adventure in learning. Now, let's talk about how your mood plays a sneaky role in your perception of the world. Imagine you're in a great mood suddenly. Colors pop, details sparkle, and even a mundane coffee shop seems like a cafe in Paris. Turns out, people in a positive mood catch more subtle details. While those who are stressed might miss out on life's little delights, anxiety tends to narrow your focus, making you scan for danger like a hawk. While joy opens you up to the beauty around you, your mood literally shifts the color palette you see. With your moods modifying your perceptions, it becomes clear that our reality isn't quite as objective as we'd like to believe. Picture this: a sunset could be a magical explosion of color when you're feeling happy. But if you're in fear mode, even a flickering streetlight might send shivers down your spine. It's a thrilling reminder that the connection between your inner state and what's happening around you is fluid, a wild dance that keeps changing. Feeling lonely yet? Well, you might not want to. It turns out people are more likely to jump into action when they're the only witnesses to a situation. In this bustling world, the infamous bystander effect turns on its head. The more people around, the less likely anyone is to help. When alone, the weight of responsibility kicks in, and individuals feel more compelled to step forward and be a hero. Talk about pressure. So there you go. Learning and perception are vibrant threads weaving the tapestry of our experiences. Each new skill, every brush of emotion, and even our interactions, or lack thereof, create a colorful drama in our lives. The neurons are firing, the paths are being paved, and with it, you're redefining your world with every lesson. So gear up and embrace the bonkers, beautiful ride of learning and perceiving the wild world around you. Crowds often act like a game of hot potato, everyone passing the responsibility around until someone finally drops it. This curious quirk of human behavior, known as the bystander effect, means that when an emergency strikes in a sea of faces, people often assume someone else will jump into action. It's like waiting for the other guy to make the first move. But spoiler alert, that guy might just be as frozen as you are. The good news: just knowing about the bystander effect can change the game. When you're aware of this quirky phenomenon, you're more likely to shake off the impulse to wait for superhero-style intervention from someone else. Instead, you'll channel your inner hero. In those moments when someone could use a helping hand, remember that looking around for others to step up can lead to a serious case of everyone's watching. So nobody's moving. Sometimes, if you want something done, you've simply got to take the plunge yourself. But wait, there's more. Stress isn't contained in a bubble. It's like a perfume that wafts through the air, affecting those around you. When someone's freaking out, their body emits these telltale stress chemicals through sweat. Yep, you read that right, your body can play a part in setting off a chain reaction of nerves and anxious vibes. Research shows that even if you're oblivious to the source of the stress, your brain gets a whiff and suddenly switches to alert mode. It's like an unspoken, olfactory warning bell ringing in everyone's ears. This ability for stress to circulate in a room can sound a bit scary, but here's the silver lining. Calm is contagious, too. While stress radiates panic, maintaining your own chill can create a ripple effect that spreads positivity instead. So, the next time you find yourself in a tense situation, remember that your composure can serve as a buffer to soothe the chaos. Even if it's more of a mystical vibe than a science project that perfectly explains why. And speaking of warmth, let's chat nostalgia. It's not just a fuzzy feeling nestled in the heart, it's a full-blown body heater, too. Science has shown that leisurely revisiting cherished memories can actually turn up your internal thermostat. When you reminisce about good times, your brain levels up, making you feel snugger and more secure in your existence. What's next? A cozy blanket? No, my friend. Just dive into those feel-good memories that give you a nice warm hug from the inside out. This fascinating link between social warmth and physical warmth ties back to our evolutionary roots. Those cozy memories pull on emotional heartstrings while simultaneously making sure our brains associate being with others' friends or fluffier than average companions with safety and belonging. So why not indulge in a few nostalgia blasts? The warm fuzzy feels might even keep you toasty on a chilly evening. And it's a whole lot better than cranking up the heat. When we dig into the treasure chest of our past, our bodies respond like a long-lost friend showing up with a fuzzy blanket on a wintry day. Winter, in all its cold glory, seems to crank up the nostalgia machine. Maybe it's that catchy tune from college, an old photo that should probably be burnt, or the smell of grandma's famous cookies, you know the ones. It's like time traveling, as the comforting memories wrap us snugly like a cozy scarf, shielding us from the chill outside. But not all feelings are so warm and fuzzy. Cue the fear. Turns out, you can become a little scaredy just by watching someone else freak out. It's like being an accidental amateur actor in a horror movie. You don't even need to confront the spooky thing yourself. Our brains are like sensational directors, using mirror systems to replicate others' emotions. So, when you catch a glimpse of someone screaming at a spider, suddenly you're hiding on a chair, legs up like a cartoon character. It's all about peer pressure in the wild world of fear. Imagine a crowded room where fear spreads like a viral TikTok challenge. It's astounding how quickly anxiety can ripple across a group. Before anyone utters a single word, the group can become a symphony of nerves, just like the contagious calm brought forth by a peaceful meditation session. Alarm can amplify too, transforming a normal gathering into a chaotic frenzy. Emotional vibes are a force to be reckoned with, shaping the collective mood faster than you can say what's happening. Now, let's get serious. It's not just spores of fear that spread. Authority figures can turn regular folks into unsung, reluctant soldiers. Remember the shocking Milgram experiment in the 1960s? Picture an unsuspecting participant cranking up the voltage on a victim. Spoiler alert, they didn't actually zap anyone, but they thought they did. This research revealed how social pressure can turn the most serene individual into a shocking machine under command. Cue the head shake and the moral dilemmas. Those results echoed across various sectors, from military ranks to stuffy office cubicles. Where the hierarchy has its own gravity, we tend to trust those in charge, like they're holding the sacred manual to life decisions. Suddenly, because I said so becomes an unbreakable law. The takeaway, a reminder that people can lose their moral compass when they become puppets in someone else's game of strings. But wait, don't throw in the towel just yet. Awareness is like a superhero cloak. Recognizing how fear and authority can sway us can dazzle us with courage. Sometimes, the bravest act is saying nah to the mob mentality. It's about standing tall, reclaiming our choices, and not being afraid to strut into the unknown, horns blazing while everyone else whispers to do it just this one time. After all, whose voice do we really want to follow? Did you know your eyes are like a superhero's sidekick when it comes to spotting movement? That's right, peripheral vision is a nimble little ninja, detecting motion much faster than your central vision can, while the center of your gaze is a perfectionist dealing with fine details. The edges are on high alert, ready to catch any sneaky rustle that might indicate a predator or prey. Talk about a survival trait that's as useful in the wild as it is during your spontaneous dance moves at a party. Here's the fun part. Our peripheral vision owes its superhero skills to the rod cells in the outer retina. These tiny guys are brilliant at picking up motion and light, especially in low-contrast situations. That's why you might catch a flicker in your periphery before actively turning your head. It's like having a built-in alarm system in your brain, always scanning for the next important thing that needs your attention. Who knew your eyes were so chatty with your noggin? Now, switching gears to a much more grounded activity, writing by hand. Research suggests that indulging in some good old-fashioned pen and paper can boost your memory big time. Unlike typing, where thoughts fly off your fingers like popcorn, handwriting engages your brain in a luxurious, multi-sensory experience. You're not just jotting down words, you're activating a fine motor concert, visual processing, and spatial awareness all at the same time. It's like your brain throws a party every time you write. And get this, students who take handwritten notes tend to remember concepts better than their typing peers, even if they write less. This is because summarizing information in real time requires a playful engagement with the material, stretching those mental muscles. Plus, writing by hand evokes a more leisurely pace, giving your brain ample time to soak up ideas. It's less about speed and efficiency and more about crafting a mindful learning experience. And if you think that's interesting, wait until you hear about the power of a simple smile. Your face can actually trick your brain into feeling happier, psychologically. Forming a smile regardless of whether you're feeling jubilant or just ate a whole pizza can gently prod your brain toward a cheery mood. The secret is in the facial muscles sending those feel-good feedback signals to your brain, like little cheerleaders rooting for a good time. In one quirky study, participants who held a pen between their teeth to mimic a smile reported more laughter while watching funny cartoons than those who were grumbling. It's not about faking happiness. It's more like giving your brain gentle nudges to acknowledge that everything's hunky-dory. Essentially, it's a physical cue suggesting safety and positivity, showing once again that your body and mind are in a never-ending dance of influence. So whether you're focusing on that pupil squinting periphery to catch sneaky movement, or dealing with the delightful mess of handwriting, or simply forcing a grin to brighten your day, remember our brains and bodies are all connected. You might just find that the best tricks in life are simple practices that keep your mind sharp and your spirit high. In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, a subtle shift can creep into our perspective, brightening even the heaviest days. Did you know that our brains make lightning-fast judgments about faces in less than a split second? That's right. We evaluate trustworthiness and likability before we've even consciously thought about it. It's as if our brains are throwing a well-practiced party for instincts rooted deep in our history, where deciding friend from foe could have been a matter of survival. Talk about pressure. But here's where it gets a tad tricky. While our first impressions can be surprisingly consistent, like those old jeans we refuse to throw away, they often don't tell the whole story. We tend to lean on stereotypes and our past experiences to fill in the blanks of those snap judgments. It's an engaging reminder that cavemen and women would have needed some speed dating skills to survive, quickly discerning if they were about to dine with a friend or the neighborhood saber-toothed tiger. And speaking of judgment, have you ever noticed how just seeing eyes like, say, in a painting above a donation box can make people act a little more generous and honest? It turns out, the illusion of being watched can spark social responsibility, making us rethink our actions. Those eyes might merely be ink on paper, but they tap into our ancient wiring where reputation was everything. Who knew that a pair of googly eyes could turn you into a philanthropist? Interestingly, even abstract designs of eyes carry the same effect, suggesting that as quirky as it sounds, our human instincts run deeper than we realize. These cues remind us we're part of a social fabric, reminding us that someone is subtly watching our actions, even when it's just an image peering down. It's fascinating how easily something so simple can trigger a more generous spirit without us even noticing it's happening. Now let's talk about the infamous spotlight effect. You know that feeling when you've just tripped over your own feet. Suddenly, it seems like the entire world is zeroing in on your blunder. In reality, people are often too wrapped up in their own lives to fixate on your little mishaps. We just have this overinflated sense that everyone's eyes are glued to us, ready for a play-by-play commentary of our every faux pas. This distorted perception can make us more self-conscious than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. It's amazing how much we can overestimate our visibility in social situations, believing we're the leading star of a show even when our audience is busy munching popcorn, oblivious to our tiny errors. Ultimately, this unique blend of instincts and perceptions colors our interactions, shaping how we navigate the winding roads of daily life while reminding us that maybe, just maybe, we're not as center stage as we think. Most of us are far too busy swirls of our own thoughts to notice what's happening around us. Life is a grand stage, and guess what? We are the shining stars. This creates a little bias, where we convince ourselves that everyone is staring. This is what we call the spotlight effect. Once you grab this concept, it's liberating. Say goodbye to social anxiety, and strut your stuff. Those embarrassing slips, they're lightweight now, as you move through life, realizing the audience is actually more focused on their own dramas than yours. Now, let's chat about the placebo effect. It's like a magic trick that's not so magical. Would you believe that an inactive treatment can make you feel better, even if you know it's just a sugar pill? It's a tough nut to crack, but research shows that just the act of believing in healing can trigger real changes in your body. When you merge this ritual of treatment with a bit of faith, your brain gets the memo and kickstarts pathways to heal, potentially easing pain or boosting your mood. So, next time you're handed a placebo, remember it's only fake medicine if you let it be. Imagine the mind-body connection as a superhero duo. When they team up, amazing things can happen. The open-label placebo effect further proves our thoughts and beliefs wield real power over our biology. It's phenomenal how the mind influences matter, reminding us that awareness itself can act as a healing balm. Sometimes, simply recognizing the impact of our beliefs can be the ultimate medicine, turning mental intentions into physical realities. Isn't it funny how feelings can stick like glue while details slip through our fingers? You might remember the exhilaration of your first concert or the gut-wrenching grief of a loss, but struggle to recall each tiny moment that made it special. This phenomenon occurs because our emotions are stored in connection with memory areas of the brain, such as the amygdala. It's largely why we can retrieve vivid emotional snapshots but lose the minutiae: what did Aunt Edna wear or what song was playing in the background. This emotional flair can shape our future decisions, guiding us like a GPS, but it sometimes leaves a messy trail of recollections. Ever noticed how two buddies can relive the same epic adventure and tell totally different stories? It highlights how our emotional responses color our memories, leading to unique perspectives based on what resonated most in that moment. So, the next time you find yourself reflecting on a shared experience, remember, you might see it through rose-colored lenses. This quirky nuance shows why every story has layers. Your emotional takeaways are as distinct as fingerprints, while the facts fade into the backdrop like a blurry photograph. Embrace the beauty of diverse memory landscapes, and recognize that emotions can exalt and transform our experiences in ways that details simply cannot. In life's grand narrative, emotions are the vibrant ink that brings the pages to life. Without them, memories slip away faster than a sock in a dryer. But oh, the magic of feelings. They paint even the most mundane details in glorious colors, letting us hold onto those fuzzy moments for ages. Forgetting may sound like a villainous plot twist, but it's a cunning sidekick, gracefully clearing out the clutter of our minds so we can spotlight what really matters. Just think about it. Our brains are like busy inboxes, overwhelmed with information. So, what does it do? It hits the delete button on the not-so-essential stuff. Forgetting may seem flawed, but psychologists argue it's a brilliant feature. It helps us focus on general lessons instead of drowning in a sea of specific data, preventing us from tripping over ancient knowledge when learning something fresh and snazzy. Picture this: an old, gnarly tree needing a trim. That's your brain. By snipping off the dead branches, it clears the path for new, vibrant growth. Embracing the art of forgetting isn't about weakness. It's about keeping your mental garden lush and relevant. So, the next time you can't recall where you put your keys, remember it's just your brain, doing a little housekeeping. But wait, there's more. Ever tried to see the world upside down? Imagine slipping on magical glasses that flip everything around intense. Right, at first, it's a mind-boggling experience, like stepping into a surreal painting. But hold on to your hats. Within days, your brain adjusts, and voila, the upside-down world suddenly feels normal again. This cool phenomenon showcases neuroplasticity, the brain's stellar ability to adapt and realign itself with every new twist sensorial. Removing those wild glasses flips your vision back to square one, proving just how dynamic perception really is. So, next time you're feeling confused about what's up or down, just acknowledge that your brain is having a little fun, playing the eternal game of interpretation, crafting reality from the sensory whirlwind around you. Now, let's dive into the wild world of group decisions. Ever noticed how groups can sometimes charge headfirst into risky choices? Welcome to group polarization, where collective enthusiasm can make even the most modest ideas feel like daring adventures. Be it in boardrooms or on the political stage, that shared enthusiasm can drown out the warnings, leading to dangerously bold choices, for all its glamour. The groupthink phenomenon can full-on goose the cautious flicker of common sense. To navigate these treacherous waters, groups must remember to keep dissenting voices in the mix, encouraging those brave souls to speak up, combined with little pauses for reflection, can be the perfect antidote to reckless abandon. So, While the allure of consensus shines bright, never underestimate the power of a well-timed pause in the thrill of the adventure. Your group might just find the balance between daring and smart. The group mind is akin to a Swiss Army knife. It's a fantastic tool, but you wouldn't want to attempt a home remodel without the manual. Optical illusions are great examples of how our brains creatively interpret the world. When we encounter these visual tricks, our brains don't passively soak up data, they jump into action, trying to fill in the blanks and make predictions about what we're seeing. When those predictions go haywire, we end up with images that twist and turn in ways that make us scratch our heads. It's funny to think about how shortcuts can sometimes lead us astray. Our brains are speedsters racing to make sense of things, yet they sometimes bulldoze over details that are right under our noses. Optical illusions expose these shortcuts, reminding us that our perceptions are just glamorized versions of reality. The way we see things is shaped by past experiences, expectations, and a little sprinkle of everyday context, kind of like adding your favorite seasoning to a basic dish. Now let's shift gears. Laughter, oh, sweet laughter. It's not just an outburst of joy, it's like a gym session for your brain. When we share a hearty laugh, our bodies release a fabulous cocktail of endorphins, and the pesky stress hormones take a vacation. This cocktail makes facing life's challenges feel like less of a heavy lift and more of a light jog through the park. Plus, nothing solidifies friendships quite like the shared giggles of joyous moments, providing the support we all need during tough times. Over time, those joyful snickers act like practice runs for our nervous systems. It's as if our mind is training to bounce back quicker from stress, transforming laughter from something fleeting into a stored-up resource. Imagine having a stash of courage nestled within you, ready to spring forward when life throws you a curveball. That's what laughter brings. You can almost think of it as your emotional savings account. Speaking of motivation, let's talk about purpose. Believe it or not, just having a mission can extend your lifespan. Research shows that folks who wake up every day with a sense of purpose often enjoy longer, healthier lives. When you have a reason to leap out of bed, it paves the way for better habits, lowers stress levels, and fosters a sense of community. Who knew that having a why could literally help you live your best life? And here's the kicker. Your purpose doesn't have to be some grandiose hero's tale. It can be as simple as making your loved ones smile or pouring your heart into a creative hobby. The beauty lies in the personalized approach. Even small goals can act like a compass, directing you through life's tricky waters. This sense of meaning can guide your choices, building resilience along the way and equipping you for whatever comes next. So, there you have it, a mix of optical tricks, the power of laughter, and the importance of purpose all remind us that our minds are incredibly powerful, yet playfully whimsical. The essence of life comes down to how we interpret and experience the world around us. It's truly a wild ride worth embracing. When life throws curveballs, finding your purpose can be like spotting a lighthouse in a storm, bright, reassuring, and always calling you home. Our brains are pretty remarkable when it comes to recognizing faces, thanks to a nifty little area tucked inside the temporal lobe known as the fusiform face area. It's so finely tuned that it can pinpoint a familiar mug faster than you can say "Where's Waldo?" However, damage to this area can lead folks into a bizarre world of prosopagnosia, or face blindness. Imagine seeing a long-lost friend but having absolutely no clue who they are. It's a real head-scratcher. But wait, there's a silver lining. Our uncanny knack for face reading isn't just whimsical. It's deeply rooted in our evolutionary survival kit. Being able to read someone's expression can mean the difference between making a friend or accidentally stealing their fries. This face recognition network doesn't stop at humans. It has a soft spot for pets and cherished objects. Too, we're hardwired to recognize what matters, flexing those social muscles because, let's face it, having pals is half the fun of being human. Now, let's take a detour to the Zen Zone meditation. This isn't just sitting cross-legged and humming. It's like a brain makeover without the high price tag. Studies with MRI machines have revealed that long-term meditators boast a thicker prefrontal cortex, kind of like gaining brain muscles for decision-making and self-control. Who knew tranquility could come with bulk, right? Plus, the hippocampus, which is crucial for memory, gets a boost that even the best memory foam can't compete with. But that's not all. Regularly practicing meditation can shrink the amygdala, the party center for fear and stress responses. Imagine kicking stress to the curb while enhancing your calm vibe. Sounds like a win-win. These structural brain changes are a reflection of neuroplasticity, your brain's remarkable ability to come back swinging from life's punches. Even short meditation breaks can shift those neural patterns, improving your attention and emotional regulation like a pro. In today's fast-paced world, where it often feels like everyone's racing against the clock, meditation can be a serene sanctuary, a mental retreat nestled within the chaos. Just a few minutes a day can work wonders, inviting inner stillness to blend seamlessly with your mind's buzzing activity. Talk about giving your brain a spa day. It's not just wellness, it's a revolution against the noise of everyday life. And if that's not fascinating enough, have you ever heard of the out-of-body experience? Certain situations can catapult you into a mind-bending perspective, allowing you to soar above yourself like a ghostly observer. Imagine witnessing your own life from the comfort of a plush cloud, giving you an entirely new viewpoint on your whirlwind existence, whether navigating tough times or reflecting on life's hilarities. This odd sensation can provide clarity amidst the crazy, proving that even in the strangest moments, there lies a certain joy. You ever feel like you've ghosted your own body during those near-death Netflix marathons or through some seriously deep meditation? Folks have reported bizarre out-of-body experiences. It's like watching yourself getting up for another snack from a comfy spot on the sofa. Neuroscientists blame a funky little area in your brain called the temporal parietal junction when these sensations strike. Though brief, they hit with a thunderous intensity that resonates long after, kind of like the last party you regretted attending. Now, let's chat about priming. No, not like getting ready for a date, but how sneaky little cues can shift your behavior without you even batting an eyelash. You know when you hear a word, and then suddenly, it feels like it's following you around. Reading something about politeness might just make you a conversation ninja. Before you know it, you're listening more and interrupting less. The mind is a brilliant interpreter. Using the latest trends, it picks up as a recipe for how you respond to the world, and trust me, it does it invisibly. What's even wilder, these subtle nudges can be a double-edged sword. Let's say you walked past an ad for Geritol. Suddenly, you're moving at a snail's pace. Though the effects of priming don't particularly stick, they show just how sponge-like our brains can be. Every corner you turn has the potential to alter your mood or actions. So brace yourself next time you step into a coffee shop. They could be priming you for a caffeine-fueled chat or a super productive day. And speaking of feel-good moments, did you know that being kind is like giving your immune system a high five? Acts of kindness are like a lovely bandage for the spirit and the body. Studies show that doing good for others can lower blood pressure and kick those pesky stress hormones to the curb. Ever wondered what causes this magical effect? It's the good old oxytocin. This hormone does some serious lifting by not only showering you with warmth and trust, but also helping out with your heart health. You'd be surprised how little things can lead to a giant chain reaction. Holding a door open or throwing a smile someone's way can seriously inject some goodness into your life and theirs. It's one of those feel-good spirals where each act inspires another. Bring on the warm fuzzies. It's practically a health hack we've all been given, just waiting for us to take the plunge into kindness overload. Over time, this cycle of positivity can become second nature. Helping others not only creates little bursts of joy but also cranks up your well-being meter. Think of kindness like your own personal health potion. So get out there and sprinkle some goodness your body, mind, and maybe even the universe will thank you for it. Remember, the more you give away, the more you actually gain. How's that for a win-win? Kindness is like the invisible glue that holds social interactions together, but it also plays a sneaky role in self-care. Interacting with others through kindness can uplift both you and the person receiving it. Imagine helping someone out and feeling the warm glow inside. It's like a cozy sweater for your emotions. That little act not only strengthens relationships but also gives your own mental health a high five. Now, let's talk about posture. Think of your body as a mood barometer. Standing tall or sitting upright isn't just about looking good in a Zoom call. It can actually pump up your confidence. Slouching might lend itself to fatigue or the blah feeling, while straightening up can make you feel like you could take on the world cape optional. It's like turning the dial on your internal mood-o-meter. Your body speaks volumes to your brain, and here's a fun fact. This body-brain dialogue can influence hormone levels and breathing patterns. Power poses, for instance, can somehow make you feel more in control. It's as though your body is telling your brain, hey, you've got this. Those who adopt these poses report feeling awesomer. though not everyone agrees on how miraculous the results are. But it doesn't stop there. Our posture doesn't just manufacture confidence, it also plays the energy level game. You could be sitting at your desk like a wilted flower, or you could adjust that posture with a proud, lifted head and relaxed shoulders. Hello, clarity. The small shifts can create waves of positivity that open up your mind and make you feel way more present. Moving on to something deeper, trauma can be a tough cookie to digest, but interestingly, it sometimes leads to personal growth. Yes, really, some folks come out of traumatic experiences more resilient and filled with empathy. This concept, post-traumatic growth, suggests that a rough sailing can lead to a gleaming ship. So to speak, it's not that trauma is a good thing, rather, it can sometimes forge strengths that were previously buried away. Imagine a tree that bends but doesn't break in a storm. This kind of growth is like that. Psychologists have found that people often experience a newfound appreciation for life after trauma. The journey often involves creating meaning from those tough experiences, stitching them neatly into the quilt of their life story and resulting in stronger relationships and deeper values. In the realm of emotional exchanges, stress has a sneaky way of spreading among us like a bad cold, and it doesn't even need words. Just by catching a glimpse of someone's stressed out body language can trigger your own stress response. It's a complicated dance of empathy. We all have those moments when someone else's tension turns us into mini stress sponges, and it seems our nervous systems love to tune into the vibes surrounding us. It's a reminder of how connected we really are. In social scenarios, it's fascinating how the emotions of one individual can cast a mood ripple across the room. Picture this. One person walks in, all ruffled and anxious, and suddenly it feels like a storm is brewing. Everyone else picks up on that agitation, leading to a collective fidget fest. But flip that script. When calmness strolls in, think of the Zen master in your yoga class. It spreads like warm butter on toast, bringing a sense of peace that melts away the tension. Now, here's an interesting twist. When we find ourselves alone, faced with someone who needs a helping hand, there's usually no hesitation. It's as if we have a little superhero cape hidden away, ready to swoop in. With no onlookers to pass the buck to, we feel that instant accountability. It's a refreshing change from the bystander effect, where people awkwardly look around, waiting for someone else to jump in like a scene from a cheesy action flick. Alone, we're in charge, and boy, do we respond. Historians and psychologists alike say this comes from an ancient survival instinct. Back in the day, your role in a small group was crucial. If you stood by and did nothing while the woolly mammoth charged, chaos would erupt, and dinner would be toast. Fast forward to today, and it's a reminder that even the tiniest acts of kindness can pack a punch, especially when you're the only one who can make a difference at that moment. Talk about a legacy of helpfulness. Now, let's dive into the intriguing world of mirroring. You know how sometimes you find yourself mirroring someone's movements without even trying? It's called a chameleon effect, and it's as natural as breathing. This playful act of subtly mimicking another person's gestures or tone acts like a social glue, reinforcing a bond of trust and rapport. You lean in together, burst into laughter at the same time, and boom, instant connection. In the business world, savvy negotiators have mastered the mirroring game. They say it's like tuning two instruments to create beautiful music together. And therapists, they often weave this strategy into their sessions to deepen the bond with clients. There's a magic in those mirrored moments. It's that unspoken signal telling the other person, "Hey, I get you." But beware, when mirroring turns awkward or forced, it can feel as genuine as a used car salesman's smile. It's all about authenticity. The goal is to connect without turning it into an awkward dance-off. When done right, mirroring is a subtle two-step, dancing in sync with another person's emotions and gestures, creating an unbreakable rhythm that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. Ultimately, our ability to manage our stress might just be the ultimate party trick. Calm yourself, and you're not just doing wonders for your own peace of mind. You're sending out ripples of calm to everyone else in the vicinity. It's self-care with a bonus, a little gift to society wrapped in a bow of goodwill. So the next time you feel the anxiety mounting or see someone in need, remember that even the smallest act can echo large across the lives of those around you. Did you know that learning something new can actually change your brain? When you dive into a new hobby, be it whipping up a souffle or strumming your first tune on a guitar, your brain gets busy reshaping itself. This magical process, known as neuroplasticity, is like crafting new trails in a forest. As you master new skills, you're strengthening old pathways and carving out fresh ones, making your brain a bustling hub of activity. Interestingly, scientists have taken a peek inside our noggins using MRI studies and found that juggling, learning a new language, or tackling brain-bending riddles leads to measurable growth in specific brain regions. Don't expect instant miracles. Though, like a fine wine, these changes take time and practice to fully develop, slowly becoming integrated into the brain's intricate design. The coolest part. Neuroplasticity doesn't check your age card. It's a lifelong party. Looking to boost your memory as you hit the books? Try switching up your study spot. Different environments help create unique mental cues that your brain associates with what you're learning. So, if you alternate between a cozy corner of your home, a park bench, and a bustling cafe, you're giving your brain a buffet of sensory details to munch on. Who knew studying in a jungle of distractions could actually make you remember better? Just picture it. When you finally recall that tricky information during an exam, it's like reaching into a treasure chest filled with colorful, interconnected memories. This vibrant web of associations enriches your ability to remember everything because you've associated different places with the material. Plus, psychologists give a thumbs up to this technique as a smart way to prep for tests or presentations. So grab your books and experiment with your study spots. But the benefits of mixing it up aren't just for cramming for quizzes. Practice that shiny new skill in various settings, and you'll find yourself adapting with ease. By shaking up your routine a little, you're creating a library of memories that's densely interwoven, making it challenging to forget. Unleashing the power of change not only helps with retention but also enhances your overall performance. Who wouldn't want that elusive edge? Now, let's chat about a bonus technique, teaching. When you explain something to someone else, it's like putting your knowledge through a rigorous workout. Those aha moments come alive as you piece together your thoughts, choose precise words, and anticipate what questions might bubble up. This phenomenon, often called the protégé effect, emphasizes how teachers often end up mastering the material alongside their students. It's a win-win. As you guide someone else, you not only retrieve information but also reinforce the neural pathways that house it. You're essentially giving your brain a double dose of learning. It's a clever little trick to turn your knowledge into a teaching moment. And you might just realize that what you thought you knew now has layers and depth. So whether it's juggling or teaching a grandparent how to use a smartphone, your brain will thank you for every challenge you take on. Preparing to teach isn't just about standing in front of a class with a piece of chalk. It's a brain workout. When you dive deep into this process, your mind starts engaging with the information in a structured and meaningful way. Think of it like flexing your brain muscles. It's not just about stuffing facts in your head. It's also about honing skills. Imagine cooking your favorite dish with a friend while you show them how to chop and stir. Your own muscle memory gets a fantastic workout too. In the grand game of life, some fears we have seem like they were passed down through a family heirloom. Ever notice how many of us have an inexplicable dread of snakes, spiders, and heights? Evolutionary psychologists suggest these hang-ups are part of our ancestral toolkit, helping our forebears dodge danger and stay alive. Surprisingly, you can develop these fear responses faster than you can to something mundane, like a flower bouquet or a guy in a funny hat. It's like our evolution has gifted us a handy cheat sheet for survival. While we might think we've left those threats behind in the distant past, our fears still cling to us like an old sweater. This inherited anxiety means our emotional wiring isn't only shaped by what we personally experience, but also by the many near misses our ancestors navigated. Sometimes it feels like those instincts whisper to us from a time when being cautious wasn't just advisable, it was crucial for survival. It's a wild legacy of caution that remains etched in our nervous systems. Now let's talk about multitasking. It may feel like a superpower, but sometimes it's more like kryptonite for your memory. Every time you flip between tasks, sending a text, checking an email, and binging a show, you're scattering your focus. That leads to memory mushiness. The brain, overloaded and confused, struggles to encode details properly, making it hard to recall that precious information. So, while juggling among tasks seems productive, it's often a recipe for memory disaster. Instead of being that overzealous juggler, psychologists recommend embracing monotasking. Dive deeply into a single activity. Picture yourself lost in a good book, where every detail wraps around your mind like a cozy blanket. This focused approach is like a cheat code for better learning, allowing you to plant knowledge firmly in those available memory slots. in a world enchained by distractions. Our brains shine brightest when we can dig into a single thread and weave it into our mental tapestry. Time perception is another quirky facet of our minds. Depending on the situation, time can stretch out like a pizza dough or implode faster than a popped balloon. Those heart-pounding moments of danger often feel much longer because our brains are busy hyper-recording every detail. On the flip side, a dull meeting can zip by, leaving you wondering where the last hour went. It's fascinating how our attention, emotions, and the novelty of experiences mold our sense of time, giving each moment a uniquely pliable character. Ever noticed how a boring Sunday can feel like an eternity while an exciting day flies by in the blink of an eye? It's a curious quirk of our brains. As kids, every experience feels like a brand new roller coaster ride, stretching time into a seemingly infinite loop. But as adults, our novelty filter seems to get stuck on meh, and suddenly we're saying, wow, is it Friday already? Psychologists suggest shaking things up by trying new activities. After all, the more novelty we add, the richer our daily experiences. Imagine your memories as an accordion, sometimes fatty and expanded with details, other times shrunk and sad. Researchers have noticed that just like music, the way we perceive time might be influenced by our life experiences. It turns out, some memories are as fragile as a soap bubble, and researchers are playing around with memory erasure in animals. By temporarily disrupting the memory reconsolidation process, scientists can reduce the vividness of specific memories, potentially offering a lifeline for those with traumatic backgrounds. But wait a minute, this idea of memory manipulation opens up a Pandora's box of ethical dilemmas. If we strip away the painful chapters of our lives, could we risk losing critical elements of who we are? The pursuit of forgetting must be balanced with an understanding that our painful experiences contribute to our identity. For now, we're left with the understanding that memories are not dusty archives, but rather a dynamic diary that can be rewritten when we're not looking. Hold on to your mental hats, because here's a wacky twist. Your brain can whip up false memories that feel utterly authentic. That's right, those hazy recollections may be jam-packed with details that never actually happened. It's as if our brains are little storytellers, resurrecting events from thin air thanks to a sprinkle of creativity, suggestions, or even a well-timed photograph through reconstructions. Memories can alter brusquely over time, creating a fantastical world where you might recall a vivid scenario that's as real as unicorns but never truly existed. The way our brains curate our memories is a double-edged sword. While it allows for flexibility, it can also distort reality. Sometimes, all it takes is a nudge, and boom, you suddenly remember an entire event that's more fiction than fact, complete with all the feels. It's a friendly reminder that our memories don't just sit on a shelf, they're living stories, evolving every time we dust them off to relive. Speaking of optical illusions, here's a mind-boggling fact. Your brain can create gaps in your vision and you won't even notice. We all have blind spots in our eyes, but our clever brain automatically steps in to fill the blanks. No missing details here. This magical process helps smooth over the tiny interruptions in our visual field caused by everyday factors like blinking or shadows. So next time you think you've seen everything, remember that your brain is busy playing peekaboo with reality. In summary, memory can be as slippery as a banana peel. It's not just a record of our past. It molds the lens through which we view the world today. Whether we're savoring bittersweet memories, concocting false narratives, or watching our brains pull a fast one with vision gaps, every moment is an experience in itself. So why not embrace the quirky, fluid nature of our memories and take the plunge into new adventures? After all, life's too short to be stuck in a loop of the same old scene. Our brains, in their own quirky way, have turned reality into a highlight reel. Like a savvy editor crafting a movie, they take raw bits of information and polish them until they resemble a masterpiece. What we perceive is not just a straightforward capture of the world, it's a delightful concoction of light and interpretation, spiced with a touch of imagination. It's a bit like watching a magic show. You know something's going on behind the curtain, but it all feels so convincing. Ever notice that when someone calls your name, it slices through the noise of everyday chaos? That's the cocktail party effect in action. Your name is the ultimate VIP pass for your brain, triggering a unique response the moment it's uttered. This little word sends heightened activity surging through the medial prefrontal cortex, our brain's self-awareness command center. It's almost like ringing a bell. Suddenly, you're alert and engaged, ready to respond to the universe's invitation to join the conversation. Hearing your name isn't just a fun party trick, it's instinctual. This deep-rooted reaction likely evolved to keep us safe, alerting us to potential threats or opportunities. Even when whispered in the background, your name has the magic to penetrate distractions and draw you in. It's the brain's way of reminding you that you're part of something bigger, creating a vital connection that pulls you right back into the moment like a lifeline thrown just in time. But here's where it gets interesting. Our brains aren't just skillful editors. They can also become unintentional bias factories. These biases often bubble up below our conscious awareness, influencing decisions and shaping perceptions without us even realizing it. It's like being in a tasteless cooking competition where judges unknowingly favor different flavors, believing they're impartial. This isn't necessarily a reflection of one's values, but rather a quirk of human nature. Implicit biases can be surprisingly stubborn too, refusing to budge even when challenged. Taking those implicit bias tests can be eye-opening, like peering into a funhouse mirror that distorts reality. However, recognizing these biases is the first step toward dismantling them. By intentionally slowing our decision-making, embracing diverse viewpoints, and questioning those quick gut reactions, we can challenge those sneaky predispositions lurking behind our everyday interactions. Think of it like fishing in a river. You may spot a current beneath the surface. Once you're aware of it, you can choose how to navigate. Embracing awareness enables us to weaken the grip of our biases, allowing our choices to align more closely with our conscious beliefs. It's a work in progress, akin to polishing that editor's cut. But every little bit helps us make better decisions and ultimately fosters a more inclusive environment. Of course, it's not just our own thoughts that shape our opinions. The folks around us wield a surprising amount of influence. Group pressure can sway even the most steadfast viewpoints, turning individuals into a chorus of echoing beliefs without a hint of evidence. As social creatures, we naturally align with others' ideas, a mix of acceptance and the simple human desire not to stand out. So, the next time you're in a conversation, remember, it's a wild world of perceptions, biases, and a little bit of magic. In classic conformity experiments, individuals often abandon their own thoughts, parroting the group's clearly wrong answers. Imagine being in a room full of people nodding in agreement, their conviction wrapping around you like a cozy, albeit misleading blanket. It's fascinating and a bit unsettling that we can feel so swayed by the mob mentality. The more unified the group, the more likely we are to sacrifice our own judgment. Sometimes, it makes sense to go with the flow, though, after all. Conformity can spark collaboration and build shared values when it's on the right track. But let's get honest, in today's world, there's a catch. When everyone sings the same tune, we might drown out our inner voice. It's essential to hit the pause button occasionally, to sift through the noise and differentiate genuine agreement from sheer desperation to blend in. Have you ever tried sticking to your guns when everyone else makes a mad dash for the exit? That quiet independence can be surprisingly powerful. Sometimes, standing up for the truth amid a crowd of contradictions requires a lot of guts, but it can lead to meaningful discussions. Now, let's chat about sleep and its magical powers. You know those nights when you hit the pillow and suddenly feel like a genius? Well, while your body is busy dreaming about unicorns, your brain is working overtime, reorganizing all those memories and tackling puzzles that seemed unsolvable. This is where dreams come into play, delivering creative epiphanies when you least expect it. Morning clarity can be a game changer. It's like waking up with a mental toolbox full of solutions for the day ahead. During sleep, particularly in certain stages, our brains throw caution to the wind and start linking ideas in the quirkiest ways. It's like a brainstorming session without the restraints of logic. Countless artists and inventors have sung praises about sleep sparking their creativity, turning abstract thoughts into brilliant concepts that even they didn't see coming. Who knew a little shut-eye could lead to such an inventive treasure trove waiting to be uncovered? Before you roll your eyes and think sleep is entirely about lazing around, let me assure you that rest isn't just idleness. This state is brimming with activity as your mind works diligently yet quietly in the background. Think of it as a creative workshop that only opens when the day's bustle winds down. Once you're awake, you're greeted with surprising insights that seem to pop out of nowhere, like your subconscious just couldn't keep the secret any longer. And speaking of secrets, let's dive into the power of teaching. When you play the role of educator, even casually, your brain kicks into gear for some serious active recall. Suddenly, what once felt like a jumble of ideas becomes a well-structured lesson, encouraging you to connect the dots and solidify your knowledge. It's like flexing a mental muscle. The more you teach, the stronger those memory pathways become. The best part, as you explain concepts to a friend or even a pet, you often uncover gaps in your own understanding. It's a win-win. This phenomenon, often dubbed the protégé effect, reveals just how much knowledge can flourish through sharing. No wonder teachers are so well versed in their subjects. Each time they break it down for someone else, they reinforce their understanding. Embrace that teaching spirit and watch your memory thrive, because learning is all about connection, even if it starts with something as simple as a conversation. In the realm of teaching, it's all about flipping the switch on passive knowledge and revving it up into active skills. Think of it as infusing boring facts into your mental smoothies. Every explanation blends them in deeper. Dive into those teaching moments, and you'll be surprised how much more it becomes a part of you. It's like mixing strawberry and chocolate. Dollops of knowledge get you a delicious blend of understanding that sticks with you. Doodling, the sneaky little rebel of the classroom or meeting. Did you know that doodling can be a secret weapon for concentration? Yep, picture this. In a thrilling study, those who doodled while listening to a snooze-fest audio clip remembered more than their blank-faced peers. It's like having an anchor for your thoughts, gently tugging them back when they drift. Imagine a tiny pen dance, keeping your mind in the groove while still letting those creative juices flow. And speaking of keeping it light, let's talk about your face specifically, your smile. Did you know that just by smiling, even if you're as happy as a cat in a bathtub, you can trick your brain into releasing those feel-good chemicals, dopamine and serotonin? Yes, indeed, this is the power of the facial feedback hypothesis, where your expression can actually dictate your mood. So the next time you're holding a pen between your teeth for that forced grin, get ready for some giggles, because suddenly those dad jokes might actually be funny. While a smile may not turn your world upside down, it helps nudge you toward a happier place. Think of it as a little emotional elevator that lifts you just enough to tackle those pesky challenges. It's a neat reminder that our body and mind are in a constant chat. Sometimes, our body fires the first shot by speaking via a smile, reminding our minds to join the conversation and lighten the mood. Now, let's take a delicious detour into the world of taste. Did you know that when we say we're tasting something, we're really engaging in a serious olfactory adventure? Taste is like a duet between flavor and aroma, where your tongue only gets 5 scores: sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. But the real magic happens when you inhale that aroma when your nose is stuffed. Suddenly lasagna tastes like cardboard. It's the brain's way of blending these senses to create a memorable munching experience. Why is it that certain flavors can send you rocketing back to a cozy childhood kitchen or a summer picnic? It's all thanks to how the brain fuses taste and smell together. These sensory connections dive deep into regions linked to memory and emotion, making every bite a ticket on the Nostalgia Express. So next time you enjoy a favorite dish, remember, it's not just about taste, it's a delicious memory ride. Imagine biting into a scrumptious dessert that tantalizes your taste buds, where every flavor dances in harmony. Learning is much like that delicious treat, combining the senses to create a richer experience. The magic happens when you space out your learning sessions instead of stuffing all that knowledge into your brain at once. It's what we call the spacing effect, giving your memory the opportunity to take a deep breath and flourish over time. When you allow time to pass between lessons, it's like creating a memory garden. Each review strengthens those little recall flowers you've planted, while just the right amount of forgetting acts like spring rain, nourishing growth but leaving enough space for effort. That very effort helps in hardening those neural pathways, transforming fleeting memories into sturdy oaks capable of withstanding the test of time, lasting for weeks, months, or even years. Think of it as the difference between scribbling in wet sand and chiseling into granite. Your brain is quite the clever little contraption. It's capable of making choices before you even realize it. Imagine your brain as a busy cafe orders being placed in the back while you don't pay attention to how the chef is preparing your decisions. Brain imaging studies reveal that neural activity can predict decisions seconds before you're consciously aware of them, giving a peek behind the curtain of your own mind. This fascinating revelation doesn't exactly toss free will out the window, but rather it enriches our understanding of decision-making. Your consciousness is merely the tip of the iceberg, just like the frothy top of a cappuccino concealing the strong coffee below. Meanwhile, unseen currents and deep thoughts churn quietly beneath the surface, steering your choices in unexpected directions. Your mind's complexity seems to be more akin to an ocean than a shallow pond. Now, let's dive deeper into the quirky world of synesthesia, where sounds flirt with colors in a delightful masquerade ball. For those with this unique wiring, a musical note can burst into a vivid blue, or a spoken word might shower the air with a soft green haze. It's a wondrous experience where the senses intertwine almost as if your brain invited all the senses for a cocktail party that never ends. This marvelous blending results from increased connectivity between regions of the brain that usually keep sound and vision as separate buddies. While synesthesia isn't the norm, it gives us a splashing glimpse into the brain's capabilities, showcasing its inherent flexibility in crafting rich, layered experiences from the everyday world. So, the next time you hear a tune and feel an unexpected color sweep over you, know your brain is just having a little fun. For music lovers, each note isn't just an auditory experience, it's a visual feast. Imagine a silent fireworks display where every chord bursts into vibrant colors dancing across the sky of your imagination. There's something magical about music that tickles not just your ears but your eyes too. It creates a spectacular panorama that transports you into another realm of sensations. Like a canvas painted with melodies and rhythms that flicker and sway to the beat. Now, when it comes to gossip, oh boy, it seems we're hardwired to remember those juicy tidbits of information about others more vividly than dry facts. Perhaps it's an evolutionary quirk, helping our ancestors navigate the complicated social jungle where knowing who to trust could mean the difference between life and death. Reputation tracking isn't just a pastime. It was essential for survival. Keeping tabs on your neighbors could save your skin. And let's talk about how gossip remains firmly etched in our minds. Those tales, whether scandalous or sweet, activate our brain's social reasoning networks. Gossip can certainly lead to harm if it's false, but it acts as a quirky form of social regulation, reminding us of the fuzzy norms that bind us together. It's fascinating how the stories we share mirror our deepest social instincts and create invisible bonds that connect us all. Stress, however, doesn't have to be a relentless foe. With a little refocusing, you can flip the script on tough situations. Psychologists call it cognitive reappraisal. Sounds fancy, right? Just think of it as viewing life through a different lens. Instead of seeing that challenging project as a looming shadow, why not frame it as a golden opportunity for personal growth? Changing our perspective lets us breathe a little easier, turning anxiety into a manageable puzzle. Research shows this magical reappraisal act tickles the prefrontal cortex in our brains, our calm and collected zone, keeping the amygdala, the birthplace of fear, on a shorter leash. While it won't erase the daunting task ahead, it offers a buffer between your response and the initial stressor. Over time, this habit of recalibrating our thoughts builds a kind of mental armor, turning stress into a wise mentor instead of a monstrous adversary. Now, here's a delightful twist. Did you know that you might be more creative when you're a tad tired? Sounds counterintuitive, right? But that slightly fatigued brain of yours can actually loosen its mental grip, letting those quirky, unconventional ideas bubble up to the surface. It's as if the brain opens a floodgate, allowing wild thoughts to mingle freely, a perfect recipe for innovation or quirky problem solving. So the next time you feel a bit brain weary, embrace it. It might just unleash your inner genius. Psychologists have a delightful nugget of wisdom. A tired mind, free from rigid thinking, can bounce into the realm of creativity. Imagine your brain in that dreamy state right between snoozing and full alertness. That's when the magic happens. Ideas flow more freely, and you might just discover your inner genius, lurking just beneath the surface. It's no wonder so many brilliant thoughts bloom in the wee hours of the morning or after a late-night snack expedition. However, let's not kid ourselves. Exhaustion can be the ultimate buzzkill. It hinders productivity like a stubborn fly at a picnic. Yet, it's in that delicate balance between wakefulness and fatigue where your imagination might just do a little jig, leading to unexpected insights. So, The next time you're fighting sleepy eyes during late-night brainstorming, hold on tight. You might be one errant thought away from an earth-shattering idea, or maybe just the best way to make toast. Now, let's chat about group dynamics, which can be a chaotic symphony of opinions. It's fascinating how quickly people can adjust their views to align with a collective chorus around them. The drive for social harmony often means sacrificing personal judgment at the altar of conformity. Picture this, a room full of folks nodding along to a clearly wrong answer, all to blend in. It's like a dance-off where everyone is doing the wrong moves. Yet no one wants to be the odd duck out. But let's not forget that while conformity can create a sense of belonging, it sometimes sneaks up and smothers creativity. Recognizing when you're being swept away by the tidal wave of groupthink gives you the chance to take a step back and check in with your own beliefs. It's like turning down the volume on a loud party so you can hear the soft, yet essential, whispers of your individual thoughts. Your voice matters, so don't let the crowd drown it out. Ever thought about the joy of a compliment? It's a little slice of dopamine pie for your brain. Receiving a sweet remark can spark brain regions similar to those lit up by cash or trophies. Isn't that wild? Your striatum beams with happiness, and suddenly, you feel more motivated than a puppy chasing its tail. This is why a sprinkle of positive feedback is the fairy dust in teaching, teamwork, and building relationships. And guess what? It doesn't take grandiose praise to light up someone's day. Even the simplest, most genuine acknowledgement can create ripples of joy that bounce colorfully through their mind. At its core, a compliment is like a warm hug. It's recognition and connection, making someone feel seen and valued. Those small moments can echo far beyond the immediate, creating a chain reaction of positivity. Lastly, brace yourself for this mind-bending realization. Your brain can conjure up the feeling of pain even if you've never experienced it. Just by observing someone grimace or reading a gripping story, your mind kicks into gear, activating areas that process pain. It's as if empathy is baked right into your neural cake. This remarkable ability likely evolved as a survival tactic, helping us navigate the world and fostering a deeper understanding of others' struggles. So, the next time you wince during a movie scene, remember it's your brilliant brain being the empathetic superstar. Imagine the wild world of brains, where things like empathy and pain get all tangled up. Picture this, when you see someone stub their toe, your brain doesn't just shrug it off, it flares up with a frantic sense of discomfort. This overlapping brain activity makes you wince, feel the ouch without actually feeling it. Talk about a dramatic overreaction, right? But wait, there's more. This brain shuffle can spark up a dance of fear and anxiety over potential future pains, nudging you to make choices on high alert before you've even stepped on that Lego. Now, let's talk about sleep, the superhero of memory, or, should I say, the absent superhero when it's lacking. If your brain had a no-sleep sign, it would be a total mess, struggling to pack away the day's memories. Those deep, dreamy nights are crucial when your hippocampus plays storage manager. With enough snoozing, it lovingly shelves memories into long-term storage. Yet, skip just one night of quality ZZZs, and suddenly your brain's like a cluttered room where you can't even find your own thoughts. Chronic sleep deprivation is like an unwelcome guest at the memory banquet, lingering too long and causing cognitive chaos. It turns fabulous ideas into hazy recollections, making learning a squiggly line instead of a roadmap. And that's not just a reference to your sleepy head, it's a cautionary tale for each of us. Rest is like the friend who ensures that every laugh and all the drama of the day is safely tucked away in memory's treasure chest before they close for good. Without this vital downtime, our experiences might as well be winking away unnoticed. Now, here's the kicker. Have you ever noticed how easily we swallow information, enter the illusory truth effect? It's that sneaky phenomenon where we nod along to something just because we've heard it before. Repetition becomes our personal brain's magic trick, wrapping a cozy familiarity around statements until they feel like absolute truths. This mental trick honed through evolution lets us learn quickly. But today, it's a double-edged sword. Misinformation can be packaged up all snug, leading us down the rabbit hole of believing what's just been regurgitated over and over. If you think all this memory stuff is brilliant, wait until you hear about your face perception skills. Our brains have dedicated regions like VIP lounges for faces. The fusiform face area is like an instantaneous call to action. helping us recognize faces faster than you can say "who's that again." Emotions are plucked from a facial string in a heartbeat, which explains why that stranger's sulky face is now your unexpected source of laughter because you suddenly remembered that one funny meme. And let's not forget, our brains are programmed to spot faces everywhere: clouds, wood grain, a grilled cheese sandwich, you name it. It's that delightful, quirky trick our brains play, making us see familiar shapes and outcomes even in the most bizarre places. This skill isn't just a case of creative imagination, it has deep evolutionary roots. Understanding faces was once critical for communication and survival. The ultimate social networking tool before Facebook ever existed. So when you think about it, our brains are marvelous, hilarious, and sometimes downright ridiculous, with all the emotional roller coasters they ride, whether dodging pain, juggling memories, or detecting faces in the weirdest of places. Our brains truly keep us on our toes while navigating a world full of charming chaos. Embrace the quirks and let the brain games begin. Picture this: the sheer thrill of anticipating a vacation. You're not just counting down the days, you're mentally packing your bags, crafting an itinerary, and visualizing the sun-soaked days ahead. This is the anticipation effect in full swing, where that hopeful daydreaming sometimes eclipses the actual trip. Psychologists claim this joyful build-up can elevate moods and ease stress as you await the big event. Who knew daydreaming could be such a mood lifter? When the day finally arrives, reality often doesn't match our vivid daydreams. Yet, those glorious moments of anticipation, that sweet mental unraveling, are treasures of their own. They allow us to spread happiness over time, savoring what's to come while cushioning ourselves against the potential disappointments of life. After all, who wouldn't want to relish the what ifs more than the sometimes imperfect reality of the experience? Now, let's chat about the human brain and its lightning-fast judgment skills. In the blink of an eye, we can size someone up literally within 100 milliseconds. It's like our brains have a VIP access pass to social processing, sending signals about trustworthiness without even breaking a sweat. But hold your horses. While these gut feelings can keep us safe, they can also be swayed by bias. It's a double-edged sword. Snap decisions might save you from an awkward interaction, but could also lead to missed connections. Considering that snap judgments are often unfiltered and instinctual, it's useful to take a moment and give that blazingly quick impression a second look. What if that first draft of a person's character could evolve into something more nuanced? Slowing down might just allow for deeper understanding and connection, enriching the social interactions that make life vibrant. Scents, the unsung heroes of our emotional landscapes. Ever walked into a bakery and felt instant cheer? It's not just the pastries. The brain's olfactory pathways sneak right past our rational thoughts, triggering emotional responses before we even notice. Whether it's that enchanting floral aroma or a cozy whiff of fireplace smoke, these scents can dramatically lift our spirits or jolt us awake, whispering, "Hey, pay attention." To our senses, calming fragrances, like lavender, work their magic in the most subtle ways, slowing our heart rate and bringing tranquility. On the flip side, a zesty citrus smell can be your morning pick-me-up. It's fascinating how these fragrant charades can dance around our consciousness, shaping the atmosphere even as we go about our business, often without us realizing it. Who knew our world was awash in such emotional elixirs? Sound has a sneaky way of whispering to our brains, guiding our emotions without us even noticing. Imagine you're strolling through a serene park, the gentle plucking of a guitar in the air. It lulls you into a state of peace, making your breathing slow and calm. Yet, later on a busy street, a revving engine jolts you, your heart races as if it's auditioning for a race of its own. Sound waves ripple through our senses, sparking responses that are as ancient as mankind. Of course, this isn't just about how we feel, it's a symphony of brain activity. The auditory system isn't a solo player. It teams up with regions tied to emotion, memories, and even movement. Think tingles from an ASMR video or the cringeworthy discomfort of nails on a chalkboard. These visceral reactions remind us how sound is intricately linked to our survival instincts, like an auditory alarm system, sharpening our responses to possible threats and keeping us on our toes. Now, step into the world of solo problem solving. Sure, working alone might make you feel like a misunderstood genius. Think of the solitary artist. Deep in thought, this intimate dance with your brain allows for deeper contemplation, free from the clutter of others' opinions. While it doesn't have the buzz of a brainstorming session, it's in these quiet moments that original ideas flourish, often starring in their own creative spotlight. But let's not forget the joy of collaboration. Working with others can transform the mundane into a thrilling exchange of ideas. It's like a turbo boost for your brain. Group energy can spark innovation, as everyone tosses around concepts and builds off one another. Just beware of the creeping influence of conformity. Sometimes the quietest voices hold the most unique ideas. Balance is key. Knowing when to step back and when to dive into the brainstorming pool can set you up for success. And emotions, oh boy, they're the real MVPs when it comes to memory. Think of those moments that make your heart race, be it joy from a wedding or the terror of a horror movie. Emotions light up the brain like a neon sign, enhancing and solidifying our memories. Picture the amygdala nudging the hippocampus, selectively prioritizing which moments deserve a permanent spot in our mental archive. That's why when someone asks where you were during a life-changing event, your mind is there instantly, almost like a cinematic flashback. Decades later, you can vividly recount not just the events but the feelings that wrapped around you like a cozy blanket or a terrifying thriller. Your brain, a master archivist, ensures these poignant experiences stick with you through the years, sculpting the story of your life. When it comes to memories, emotions have a sneaky role to play. Think of it as a spotlight shining brightly on pivotal moments. While the less thrilling details fade into the background, you might firmly remember the thrill of your first roller coaster ride. But who recalls what socks you wore that day? These snippets of emotional experiences weave together the rich tapestry of our lives, intertwining heart and mind, ensuring some moments are simply unforgettable. Ever notice how some people just seem to get you? That's the magic of mirroring. When someone imitates your gestures or expressions, you might not even realize it, yet it creates an unspoken bond. From flirting at a bar to sealing important business deals, subtle mimicking boosts persuasion and rapport. So next time your friend cracks a joke and you chuckle while leaning in, know it's more than coincidence. Your bodies are having a heart-to-heart that words often miss. Speaking of heart and mind, did you know that your brain is a bit of a shapeshifter, with a phenomenon called neuroplasticity? It continuously rewires itself based on experiences and learning. It's like giving your brain a makeover. New neural connections spring forth, while others either strengthen or wither away depending on how much attention they get. This plasticity doesn't fade after childhood. It sticks around like that overly enthusiastic friend who's always up for new adventures, even in old age. But let's talk about time, because emotions really mess with our clocks. Picture yourself in a thrilling, scary moment. Your heart races, senses heighten, and suddenly, that brief instant stretches like a piece of taffy. Conversely, those joyous, carefree moments can zoom past faster than you can say, "Where did the time go?" Your brain whimsically adjusts, making sure important life snippets manage to stick in your memory while keeping time itself on its toes. Now, the grand illusion remains: our minds are like mysterious labyrinths filled with secrets. Despite pouring endless research into unraveling the complexities of how we think and feel, there's still so much about the brain that baffles even the most seasoned neuroscientists. It's a wild ride, where even the experts acknowledge the enigmatic dance of thoughts, memories, and emotions that make us tick. So, whether it's the frantic butterflies of a first date or the giddy laughter shared among friends, remember that these moments not only form your history but reshape your very mind. Embrace the peculiarities of memory and feeling, and who knows, the next time emotions strike, consider giving a little nod to that whirlwind of twists your brain is whipping up, all while you ponder the unknown mysteries that are still waiting to be unlocked. The journey through consciousness is like stepping into a vast amusement park, each ride sparking new revelations. It's not just about neurons firing, it's a bustling bazaar of thoughts, dreams, and feelings. As we delve into this complex terrain, we learn that understanding our minds isn't merely a science project, it's a grand adventure into the essence of being human. Each discovery peels back another layer, inviting us to explore deeper. Imagine wandering through a forest where every tree represents a memory, every rustle a fleeting thought. This mindscape is alive, full of vibrant colors and shadows. Some secrets are tucked away in the corners, waiting for curious explorers like us to unearth them. The thrill is in the chase, the promise of hidden wonders just a daydream away. The echoes of our psyche remind us of the incredible tapestry of experiences that shape who we are. As we pause to reflect, We find ourselves at the edge, gazing at the beautiful chaos of our minds. It's like standing on a cliff overlooking the ocean of consciousness, vast, mysterious, and utterly mesmerizing. Each flicker of memory, each glimmer of thought, creates a landscape that's uniquely our own. It's a reminder, even when we feel quiet or stagnant, there's a world of vibrant activity happening just beneath the surface. In these moments of introspection, it's natural for some revelations to cling to us like the sweet scent of cotton candy, while others float away like dandelion seeds on a breeze. It's all part of the experience, a delightful dance between knowing and mystery. Embracing this dynamic allows us to appreciate the layers of our existence without the pressure of getting it all right. After all, a journey is more thrilling when you don't know exactly what lies ahead. As we inch closer to the end of our exploration, the mind whispers promises of further adventures. Each nugget of insight we've gathered is like a tiny lantern illuminating the shadows. They help us navigate the darkened paths of existential musings, revealing just how alive our minds truly are. There's magic in stillness. Each uncharted thought hangs in the air, waiting for its moment to shine bright. And what if tonight, as you cuddle into your blankets, these revelations linger like a cozy, familiar hug, or maybe they slip away, dissipating like the steam from your favorite mug of cocoa? Either way, tomorrow promises another chance to dive back in, to chase after the ethereal mysteries once more. What joy there is in knowing these thoughts will patiently await your return, like a loyal pet ready for your next adventure. If your eyelids feel heavy, let them gently close, surrendering to the soothing rhythm of your sleepy heart. There's no rush to cram every detail from this voyage into your brain. Drift away on the soft current of your own thoughts, cradled by the assurance that this journey of the mind is far from over. Sleep tight, dear explorer. You'll have more tales to uncover tomorrow. Good night.